Okay, so we've talked about a lot of different ways to find slope, and so I'm going to give you one more alternative way. You will use this method a lot in algebra, but we do have a slope formula, and here in the box is our slope formula. We know M stands for slope. Y2 and Y1 just stand for the Y values from each of our coordinates. And the 1 and the 2 is just differentiating which Y value. And then the same thing, X2 minus X1. Now, when we look at, and the reason, remember, why we're doing subtraction is because slope is the change in the Y. Usually when we find change, we subtract over the change in our X value. So we're subtracting. So two ways I want you to kind of think about this, and you can kind of decide what you prefer. So you see that we have two ordered pairs. So it's really important that we don't mix up our X and Y's, and that we do things in the correct order. So one thing I'm going to suggest is that you take your points and you label them. This is X1, this is Y1. Now this is our second ordered pair. So this is X2, this is Y2. Okay, so that's one option, and let's look at it this way first. So if we do that, then let's follow our formula. It says Y2, okay, my Y2 is negative 12. Negative 12 minus, and it's always minus because that's what's the formula, Y1, which is negative 9. So that's what it would look like when we plug in our numbers, over X2, which is 3, 3 minus our X1, which is 4. Okay, so that's what it would look like. Now I know we've got all these integers and you might be a little nervous, but remember, you have your calculators to help you with this. We can change this to a plus sign now. And so negative 12 plus 9 is negative 3. Okay. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. Now we want to make sure we put this in simplest form. Negative 3 over negative 1 is positive 3. So we have a positive 3 for a slope, and that would be the best way to write it. Now I told you that there's another way maybe to kind of think about it. We're still going to use the formula. So one thing that might help is to take your 2 points and write them on top of one another, something like this. So I'm just rewriting it, okay? And I'm going to circle my numbers that go together. Okay, these are going to be my Y values. These are going to be my X values. Now in our formula, it really doesn't matter which ordered pair you call X1, Y1 and which ordered pair you call X2, Y2. So if we set it up like this, I'm going to suggest that we might just say negative 9 minus 12 and 4 minus 3. So it would look like this now. Negative 9 minus, negative 12 over 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3. So it looks totally different, but watch, we're going to get the same answer. Okay, so negative 9 plus 12 is still 3, and 4 minus 3 is 1, and 3 divided by 1 is still positive 3. So it doesn't matter, but what's really, again, important is to make sure that we're getting our Y's together on top and we're getting our X's together on bottom. We also don't want to mix things up. Like I want to show you this. We wouldn't want to do this. If I said negative 12 minus negative 9, I have to put the 3 first because I started with the Y value from that point. So it's really important. Like I could not, I'm going to write this. Whoops, that's not right either. Oh, yeah. 4 minus 3. This is not right. These are not from the same ordered pair. These are not from the same ordered pair. So this is wrong. This is totally wrong. That would give us the wrong answer. Okay, so let's look at the next point. Whether you label them or whether you choose to write them on top of one another, whatever you think is going to help you keep things together, then you do that. I kind of like it this way, but it's totally up to you. Okay, I'll do it like this first, and then on the next one I'll do it the other way. So we're going to say 1 minus 3 over negative 4 minus negative 5. Okay, so on top, 1 minus 3 is negative 2. On the bottom, negative 4 plus 5 is positive 1. So that would make my slope negative 2. And if you did it this way, you still should get the same result. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, I'm going to told you I'd do this one the other way. So I'm going to you could just even take this and write it right here. So these go together. These are my x's. These go together. These are my y's. So 5 minus 5 over 7 minus 12. 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 12 is negative 5. Now this is one of our special slopes. And remember, think about our skiing picture, our slope dude. I'm happy, I'm upright. So is this a slope of 0, or is this a slope that's no slope? Okay, now if you're not sure, your calculator is a great tool for this. So if you put in 0 over negative 5, just like is on your paper, you get 0. So it's going to confirm to you that your slope is 0. Okay, and that's how you need to answer. Tell me the slope is 0. Okay, here's the next one. Same thing, choose how you want. I'm starting to kind of like this way again, just because it helps me make sure that my x's are together and my y's are together. But you can think of it the other way too and label it x1, y1. So we're going to say negative 9 minus 7 over 8 minus 8. If you need to calculate this with your calculator, do it to make sure you get it right. This would be negative 16 over 0. Oh, remember, this is when I'm like, I'm upside down. My head is down here. What am I going to do? If you don't know if this is 0 or undefined or no slope, take that calculator, plug it in, type in negative 16 over 0, hit enter, and notice you get this. You get this undef for undefined. So this is undefined, or you could tell me no slope. But notice that is not the same answer as we got in the one previously. Okay, you've got 4 problems down at the bottom. I want you to try to do those 4 problems on your own. And when you get finished, check with Mrs. Adams, and I'll let you know what to do next.